Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Then before we continue, I found my book yesterday on I'rab of the Quran.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And it says in this ayah, Inna Allaha Rabbakum, or Inna Rabbakum Allah alladhi khalaqa samawati wal ard في 6 أيام ثم استوى على العرش يغشي الليل النهار يطلبه حثيثا والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره. Then the question was, why is Shams and Al-Qamar and Nujum, why are they mansub? It says that they do go back to as-samawat, basically khalaqa. Even though all this is in between, it goes back to as-samawati wal-ard. Right? So this is the reason that they are mansub. They're the object of the verb.
That's okay, going back to them, they are mansub because of the inna.
No, they're mansub because they're the object of the verb. Khalaqa samawati wal ard. Right?
And so they're still considered as object right down here at the bottom where we're Shamsa.
Right. They're still going back. It goes back to there. And he created the heavens. He created the heavens and the earth, and the sun and the moon and the stars, right? And that's what Abu Sumayya said yesterday. He said it's possible there, and he was correct. Now we start down here, right, with a speech of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. He says, وَالرَّبُّ هُوَ الْمَعْبُودُ والدليل قوله تعالى يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. He says, وَالرَّبُّ, and the Lord, huwal ma'bud, he is the object of worship. Right? He is the object of worship. Al-ma'bud. وَالدَّلِيلُ قَوْلُهُ ta'ala, and the evidence is his statement, the Most High. Ya ayyuhan nasu, O mankind, u'budu, worship. It's a command to all of mankind. U'budu Rabbakum. Worship who? Worship your Lord. Rabbakum. With a fatha on the bat because it's the maf'ulun bihi. Alladhi, who khalaqakum, created you. Walladhina, and those min qablikum, from before you. Qabli is a dharf. It's an adverb, right? And it has the same function as a harf jar, right? It has the same function as a harf jar, except huruf, as we explained inside the Nahul Wadih, huruf are mabni, right? They don't change. Huruf are mabni. So min is always going to be min. It's never going to be min, mun, or men. It's always going to be min, right? But qablu can change. When I say it has the same function, I mean that the noun coming after it is going to be majroor. However, it's a dharf, and the dharf is a noun. It's an ism, and it can become majroor and mansoob. So it says min qablikum, right? And those before you, then those from before you. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. لَعَلَّ is perhaps, or maybe, hopefully, right? لَعَلَّكُمْ, perhaps you, hopefully you, maybe you, تَتَّقُونَ, will fear Allah, will have this taqwa, right? Perhaps you will have this taqwa, you will have fear of Allah. الذي يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم, right? O mankind, worship your Lord who created you. الذي, who, جعل, he made, لكم, for you, الأرض. What did he make for you? The earth. منسوب مفعول به. فراشا. And we said جعل has two maf'uls, right? So the first one is al-ard, and what did he make it? He made it a firash. Firashan, meaning a bed or a place spread out and laid out for you to utilize, right? Ja'al al-arda firashan. He made the earth a bed for you. Was-samaa'a, and he made the sama' bina'an. He made the sama' mansub maf'ulun bihi thani, the second maf'ul, bina'an. What did he make it? He made it a bina'a. And the bina'a, they explain it as a canopy, something which goes over you, right? Something which goes over you, right? So you got the earth and the sky goes over it, right? Bina'an. Wa anzala, and he sent down from Nun Za Lam. Here, form 4. To send down. Wa nazzala min as-sama'i, and he sent down from the sky. Sama'i is majrur because of min. Ma'an. What did he send down? He sent down ma'a. He sent down water. Maf'ulun bihi for anzala. فَأَخْرَجَ, and so he took out, he extracted from kharaja, but here form 4, just like nazala became anzala, kharaja became akhraja, meaning to take out, to extract, right? Akhraja, and it can also be to produce, right? Then when you talk about the producer, like this radio show was produced by so-and-so, right? Then that's the mukhrij. The one who produces it is the mukhrij, right? فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ, so he extracts or produces from it, meaning from this water and this earth that he created and all of that. فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ, he extracts from it or with it, مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ, from fruits. A thamar or thamara are fruits. Thamarat is plural. Rizqan, he makes here, rizqan is a hal. It's a hal, or it's a condition. What are these fruits? What is the condition of these fruits? They are a rizqa. They're a provision. They're provisions. That's what they are, right? They're provisions, lakum, for you. فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ, so he extracts with it, meaning with the water, مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ, fruits, meaning the water causes the fruits to come out, right? Rizqa, rizqan lakum, meaning they are a provision for you. فَلَا, so do not, تَجْعَلُوا, la is a negation, تَجْعَلُوا is a prohibition here, right? How do we do that? We say, we drop our noon after that la of a nahiya. La taj'alu lillahi, and do not make for Allah, lillah, for Allah, andadan, don't make andadan, right? Do not make andadan, do not make andad, which is from noon dal, nid, a partner or an associate. Wa antum ta'lamun, and you know, and Sheikh Sheikh Ali Ghazi Tuwajiri, he explains in the Quran, You have statements like this, وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbadi explains it as well. But he says, and I'm sure others, but I've heard both of those, right? وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, meaning فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Do not create or do not make partners with Allah, and you know, and you guys know. Doesn't mean, well, if you don't know, you could make a partner. No. It's meaning don't make a partner with Allah, and all of you know that Allah is the only one worthy of worship. That's what it means. It doesn't mean وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Don't do it while you know it, but if someone don't know it, it's okay. No, because everyone knows it. أَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. All of you know that Allah is the one who sent down. He's the one who created you, right? And He's the one that made the earth for you and the sky a canopy for you. And He's the one that sends down the water. So you know, don't commit shirk. You understand? Just like some of the ayats say, those who kill prophets without a just reason. There is no time to have a just reason. It doesn't mean, well, there could be someone that has a just reason, right? No, it means that there's never, ever a just reason. So you have to understand the speech of the Arabs, right? And understand it. So, Ya ayyuhan nasu, O mankind, u'budu rabbakum, worship your Lord, alladhi khalaqakum walladhina min qablikum, the one who created you and those before you, la'allakum tattaqun, perhaps you may fear Allah. Alladhi ja'ala lakum al-arda firashan, the one who made for you the earth a bed, was-samaa'a bina'an, and the skies a canopy, wa anzala minas samaa'i ma'an, and He sent down from the sky. And here the definition of sky here, the Salaf used to give the interpretation of sahab, of clouds, meaning from the clouds, sent down from the sama, right? Clouds. From the clouds, ma'an, He sent down from the clouds water. فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ رِزْقًا لَكُمْ, and He extracts or produces with that from fruits as provisions for you. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. So do not make partners with Allah or for Allah, and you know better. Any questions? طيب, he says when قرر he قرر نعم قرر, there's a shadda on the first ra. قرر,
yeah, I thought it was Qari.
No, قرر, it's always form 2 is always going to be قرر. It's always, there is no a, I, u in forms 2 and through 10. That's why 2 through 10 seem more complicated, right? However, in actuality, they're simpler because they never change. Forms 2 through 10 are always the same. There is no, for instance, akala, and then shariba with a kasra on the second one, and then karuma, a dhamma on the second one. None of that exists. It's always the same pattern, right? So although it has extra letters and stuff like this, forms through 10, it's easier because they stay the same. So he says, lamma qarrara, when he repeated, or excuse me, subhanallah, when he repeated or he affirmed, right? Bi anna Allah huwa, بأن الله, that Allah, basically, that Allah, huwa, He is, الذي خلقك ورزقك, He's the one who created you and provided for you. انتقل إلى توحيد الألوهية, He انتقل from Noon, Qaf, Lam. That's our root. Noon, Qaf, Lam. انتقل means he moved on. He moved إلى توحيد الألوهية, to توحيد الألوهية. انتقل إلى توحيد الألوهية. He moved on to توحيد الألوهية. وقال الذي رباك هذا. Right? قال, he said, الذي, the one, رباك, who, رباك, which we said earlier, he means to provide for you and give you guidance. هذا, this one. Right? He's just saying هذا, meaning this one who provided for you. This is as we said, it's speech. It's not something that he wrote. This one who provided for you. This one. The one who provided for you. This one. هو الذي تعبده. He is the one that you worship him. And we can see here, it didn't say إياه تعبدوا. He said تعبده because it's permissible. He is the one who you worship him. لذلك قال, due to that he said, لذلك قال والرب هو المعبود, and the Lord, he is the object of worship. Right? Because no one else deserves it. He's the one who did all of these things. No one else deserves it. You got a question, anyone?
Yeah, going back to بأن Allah. Why بأن Allah he?
No, بأن الله. N is a B controls N. It's connected there. N is in front of Allah. بأن الله. N is from the mansubat, the things which make the noun following it mansub. Right?
Okay, I gotta get used to that one.
Right. And qarrara B, it's something that always comes with it. B is always going to come with qarrara. He agreed with that Allah. Right? In English, though, we wouldn't. We just say he agreed that Allah is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But in Arabic, we qarrara B. So, for instance, you would say, if you had something, you know, like a folder or an opinion, you know, you would say like qarrara bi ra'i Abdullah. He agreed with the opinion of Abdullah, and then it makes perfect sense. The bi there makes perfect sense, right? Just like we say dakhala ila something. You know, ila is always with dakhala, right? Normally, right there. Kharaja min. He came out from something, right? It's always with it. So bi is something that goes with that verb qarrara, right? Qarrara bi anna Allah huwa. He agreed with that Allah is huwa alladhi khalaqa. He's the one who created you, wa razaqaka, and so on. Let's read to there, inshallah.
Okay. والرب هو المعبود والدليل قوله تعالى يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون لما قرر بأن الله هو الذي خلقك ورزقك أن تقل إلا توحيد الألوهية.
But that's right, except Tawheedi because of Ilah, right?
Tawheedi, okay. توحيد الألوهية قال الذي رباك إذا في رباكة
Rebecca.
هذا هو الذي تعبده لذلك قال رب والرب والرب هو المعبود.
أنت معنا يا دكتور حماد.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Okay, where are we at right now? ورب هو معبود ودليل قوله تعالى يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم أرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون لما قرر بأن الله هو الذي خلقك ورزقك انتقل إلى التوحيد الألوهية قال الذي ربك هذا هو الذي تعبده لذلك قال الرب هو المعبود.
No. He says, وما حير المشركين إلا إقرارهم بتوحيد الربوبية فهم يقرون به وإذا جودلوا في توحيد الألوهية استكبروا لذلك الله يقول إذا قيل لهم لا إله إلا الله يستكبرون. والتوحيد الربوبية هو الدال والممحص لإفراد الله سبحانه. He says وما حير. حير comes from ha, ya, ra, and again it's form two, just like qarrara, right? So we know we got hayyara, right? Just like up top we had qarrara, right? Meaning to confuse or to bewilder or embarrass or puzzle, like this, right? To bewilder and confuse and to be puzzled, right? وَحَيَّرَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, and it is confusing, basically, of the mushrikeen, those who commit shirk. إِلَّا except إِقْرَارِهِمْ بِتَوْحِيدِ الرُّبُوبِيَّةِ. Oh, and it is not confusing for the mushrikeen. وَمَا حَيَّرُوا, and it is not confusing for the mushrikeen, right? إِلَّا except إِقْرَارِهِمْ, except their agreement, إِقْرَارِهِمْ بِتَوْحِيدِ الرُّبُوبِيَّةِ, their agreement with Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, فَهُمْ يُقِرُونَ بِي, for they are in agreement with it. يُقِرُونَ, that's the present tense verb. يُقِرُونَ, right? They are agreeing with it, right? They agree with Tawheed al-Rububiyyah. وَإِذَا, but then or when judilu, from Jim Dal Lam, from the word jadala, or to argue. وَإِذَا جُودِلُوا فِي تَوْحِيدِ الْأُلُوهِيَّةِ, but then they argue or resist and to debate Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah. They debate in Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah. Istakbaru, from Kaf Ba Ra, meaning they became arrogant. from the word kabir. Istakbara, the sin is ta, meaning to seek something, and they sought to become lofty, and big, meaning they're arrogant and big-headed. Istakbaru. لذلك الله يقول, due to that, Allah, He says, إِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, either and when or if it is said, قِيلَ is passive, قِيلَ لَهُمْ, it's said to them, لا إله إلا الله, there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah, يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ, they became arrogant, right? They became arrogant. Then he says, with Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, and Tawheed al-Rububiyyah huwa ad-dal. Ad-dal, meaning from the word dalil. Dal from dalil, right? And you want to make sure that you pronounce the Quran correctly, right? Because if you were to say, wala dalin, dal, as we have the word dalil, means a guidance. Dalin with a dad means misguidance. And if you were to wala dalin, right, then you would say misguidance. Or you would say guidance. And you would be seeking refuge from following those who are guided. Right? Now, of course, it would be a slip of the tongue, something that you were not in control of, something you were not aware of, right? However, you would still be technically saying that, right? Well, mumahhas comes from mim ha sad, right? Meaning
that's a shut over Hamza. I mean, huh? Mumahhas.
I believe so, yes. Allahu Alam. Mumahhas. No, I believe so. And Allah knows best, but I believe so. But it means to clarify and to rectify and to put something straight, right? Tawheed, basically, it is the evidence, it is the guide, and the thing which puts aright li'ifradillahi, to the singling out of Allah subhanahu. Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, it's the guide. It's what makes clear ifrad Allahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is the only one worthy of worship, that we single Him out in worship. That we single Him out in worship. Now, here's a question before we go on. The Sheikh, he said not too long ago that if you had learned nothing from this book except the definition of Tawheed, you would be sufficient. Right?
Wow.
And what is Tawheed? So if someone asks you, what is Tawheed? What is it?
Why you would do that one? To know that Allah is one.
Yeah, I'm not asking you. We're in Arabic class.
Golly. I know you're going to give me a test on it. I should have wrote it down.
It's in the book. But yeah.
Yeah, I know it. But I should have wrote it down.
Okay, well, we'll give you tomorrow, inshallah, to go back and find it. You got your book printed out, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Ifradullahi bil ibadah. Ifradullahi bil ibadah.
Yeah.
To single out Allah in worship.
Yeah. Ifradullahi.
Bil ibadah. Now, I'm not going to tell you shirk, but we need to know the definition of Tawheed and we need to know the definition of shirk.
All right.
Tell you.
Homework time.
Read this, and then we'll go to the next page.
Okay. وَمَا حِيَّرَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ إِلَّا إِقْرَارِهِمْ بِتَوْحِيدِ Rububiya Fahim
Fahum.
Fahum. Okay, Fahum. I'm trying to find it here. Am I on the right page?
Yeah. I don't know.
No, okay. You sure?
وحير المشركين. That's where you're at.
Oh, no, I get it. Let's see. Okay. What's it? Okay, Fahum Yukirun Bih. وإذا جدلوا في توحيد الألوهية استكبروا لذلك الله يقول إذا قيل لكم لا إله إلا الله تستكبرون وتوحيد الألوهية هو الدال ممحس
No, ممحس.
ممحس
There you go.
إفراد الله سبحانه أنا add stuff in there. Okay, so I need to.
Dr. Hamad, we thought you were going to read. You opened your mic.
Oh, نعم. لما قرر بأن الله هو الذي
You read that.
الذي I read that already. SubhanAllah. وما حير مشركين إلا إقرارهم بتوحيد الربوبية فهم يقرون به وإذا جدلوا في التوحيد الألوهية استكبروا لذلك الله يقول إذا قيل لهم لا إله إلا الله يستكبرون وتوحيد الربوبية هو الدال والممحص لإفراء
طيب. Then he says وهكذا الداعي لو أتى إلى مكان فيه ما يعبد غير الله. He says وهكذا, and likewise, or and this is how it is. وهكذا, and this is how it is, or and likewise, الداعي, the one who gives da'wah. الداعي, the one who gives da'wah, the one who calls and invites the people. Lo, if ata, he came, ila makanin, to a place. Makan is a place. Fihi, in it, ma yu'badu ghayrullah. In it, it is what? Yu'badu. This is passive. This is passive. Yu'badu. Right? Yu'badu. It is worshipped. Ghayrullah. Other than Allah. Other than Allah is in there. Worshipped. Right? In that place. Awalan. First. Yuqarriru lahum tawheed al-rububiyyah. The first thing he does is he basically yuqarriru. He repeats to them, or he gets them to agree, right, to tawheed al-rububiyyah.
Okay. I had to stop you there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same word, except we don't have the ya in front of it.
Right, but
so this is a different form.
Yeah, yuqarriru. This is present tense.
Okay.
Qarrara, yuqarriru.
Okay.
يقرر لهم. He basically repeats for them or gets them to make an agreement to Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, to get them to agree. The first thing you would call them to is that Allah is the one who created you, provided for you, like this. فَإِذَا أَقَرُّوا. So if they agree, if they are in agreement, أَقَرُّوا, right? This is going to be form 4. If they agree, of that same verb, qarru, right? If they agree, bitawheed al-rububiyyah, if they agree with that rububiyyah, hina dhalika, hin, meaning at that point, or at this time, right? At this time, or at that point, dhalika, or dhaka, hina dhak, hina dhak, that without the lam. Hina dhak, meaning at that point. It's dhalika, it's from the same root though. When we look at dhalika, we look at that as one word, but actually the that means something, the lam means something, and the kaf means something. It is one word, but it has 3 parts, and so that's why you see here dhaka, right? The lam part is missing. The same thing goes with hadha and tilka and all of these. They have more than one part to them, right? That's way down the line though for us right now. Hina dhak, meaning at that point or at that time. Yastalzimu min ikrarihim hadha an yuwahidullaha. Yastalzim, at that point, he, from lam, zay, mim, right? Like the word lazim or lazum, meaning at this point he gets them to lazim means to stick, right? To stick or to cling to, right? So lazama or yastalzimu means to get them to basically it's a result. If they agree with hinadak, at that point, right? Yastalzimu, he makes them by saying that it's necessary. That's the word that is going to turn out to be. But by it being something that you stick to, like if this happens, then this is a necessity. And I know I'm not explaining it good in English. If this happens, then this. It like sticks with each other, right? This lam zay mim means to stick together. This form here, which is form 10, means if this one comes, then this one comes with it as well, right? Because they stick together. So here, like require or necessitate. Hina dhak, at that point, yastalzimu min ikrarihim hadha. It's required or it's necessary that it comes along with that, with their ikrarihim, with their agreement of this, and yuwahidullah, that they yuwahidu, right, that they single out or they have this tawheed of Allah. He says, وَهَكَذَا الدَّاعِي, and this is the way the da'i is. لو أتى إلى مكان, if he comes to a place, فيه ما يعبد غير الله, in it is what is worshipped other than Allah. Something other than Allah is worshipped in that place. أولا يقرر لهم, he gets them to agree, and he gets them to agree, right? Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, with Tawheed al-Rububiyyah. فَإِذَا أَقَرُّوا بِتَوْحِيدِ الرُّبُوبِيَّةِ, and if they agree with that, حِينَ ذَاك, at that time, يَسْتَلْزِمُوا, it is necessary, or it goes along with it necessarily, مِنْ إِقْرَارِهِمْ هَذَا, with their agreement of this, or this agreement of theirs, and yuwahidullah, that they should single out Allah alone or make tawheed of Allah, and meaning in ibadah, right? Any questions?
No.
Read that for us then.
وهكذا الداعي لو أنت إلا مكان فيها ما يعبد غير الله.
No, غيرullah.
غير.
Yeah, غيru, because that is what is being worshipped other than Allah. This is passive. We just had that last night
غير.
in access to Quranic Arabic, right?
Okay, so don't go, okay, with the fee is hooked up or something else. So, okay.
What are you talking about?
غيرullah, I thought it went back.
No, fi, he is affected by fi, but
yeah, but it's not
our
the rest of
it. Right.
Okay. Okay, غيرullah. أولا يقرر لهم توحيد الربوبية فإذا أقروا بتوحيد الألوهية هنا
بتوحيد what؟ بتوحيد ماذا؟
بتوحيد الربوبية. There
you go. You said uluhiyya. Go ahead.
Oh, did I? Rububiyya, okay. هنا ذاك تلزم من إقرارهم هذا أن يوحد الله.
يوحد الله.
وهكذا داعي لو أتى إلى مكان فيه ما يعبد غير الله أولا يقرر لهم توحيد الربوبية فإذا أقروا بتوحيد الربوبية حين ذاك يستلزم من إقرارهم هذا إقرارهم أن يوحد الله.
نعم. يلا يا أبا سمية.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وهكذا الداعي لو أتى إلى مكان فيه ما يعبد غير الله أو لا يقرر له توحيد الربوبية فإذا أقروا بتوحيد الربوبية حين ذاك يلتزم من إقرارهم هذا أن يوحد الله
يوحد
الله أن يوحد الله.
نعم. طيب. Then Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, قال ابن كثير rahimahullah ta'ala الخالق لهذه الأشياء هو المستحق للعبادة. And Ibn Kathir, he says, Ibn is your fa'il. He's the one who's saying it, therefore it's marfu. And Ibn Kathir, the son of Kathir, that's why Kathir is majroor, mudaf ilayh. Rahimahullah ta'ala. Rahimahullahu. Allah is the one who you want to have mercy on him. He's the lafzul jalala, the file here, right? Ta'ala. Al-Khariqu, the creator. Al-Khaliq is your mubtada, marfu'. لهذه الأشياء. Li, the creator of these things. Like li here means for or to the creator, but we wouldn't translate it like that. We say the creator of these things, right? Al-Khaliqu lihadihi al-ashya, the creator of these things. Going back to the ayat, right, previously that we had, talking about the sun and the moon and all of that, right? The Sama'a, this is in his tafsir of Surah Al-Baqarah, right? الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء, like this. وأنزل من السماء ماء. He's saying الخالق لهذه الأشياء, the creator of these things. هو المستحق. هو, he is المستحق, from ha qaf, right? Like the word haq. Mustahiq meaning deserving, right? He is the one deserving, mustahiq, right? Lil ibada, of worship. He's the one who is deserving for, but again, we're not going to translate that lit is for. We're going to say he's the one deserving of ibadah. The one who created these things, he deserves to be worshipped. وأنواع العبادة التي أمر الله بها مثل الإسلام والإيمان والإحسان. وأنواع is the plural of نوع, meaning type, basically type. أنواع, types, right? And the types of ibadah, مضاف مضاف إليه, التي, which, and no is, anwa is feminine here, is plural, and is غير العاقل, non-intellectual, so therefore we talk about it in the female singular. وأنواع العبادة التي, and the types of worship which أمر الله بها, Allah commanded with them. Amara, he commanded. Allah, lafzul jalala, is the fa'il, marfu'. Biha, with them. Ha, going
With
back
them.
to, yeah, Allah.
I would have said it.
No,
That's wrong.
types. You can't say it for types, for something plural.
Okay.
You would say them.
Yeah.
Right?
With them.
Mithlu, like, are examples of al-Islam, wal-Iman, wal-Ihsan. And they're majroor after mithlu, right? Mithlu is like kaf, right? Except it's a dharf, and it can become majroor, and so on and so forth. So, like Islam, right? And like Iman, and like Ihsan, right? These are types of ibadah. To submit to Allah is ibadah. To believe in Allah is ibadah. To have excellence towards Allah, knowing that He's watching you, and that you try to imagine that you see Him, and even if you don't see Him, know that He sees you. This is ibadah. Any questions?
No.
And Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, as we know, he brings a lot more types of ibadah coming up, and then he brings evidence for them. But right now, he starts with these three. Sheikh Abdul Muslim al-Qasim, he says, أنواع العبادة كثيرة. أنواع العبادة كثيرة. The types of ibadah are many. كثيرة is your khabar here. The types of ibadah are anwa, types. That's your mubtada. أنواع العبادة مضاف مضاف إليه. كثيرة is your khabar, your information about that. There are many. والمصنف right? مصنف meaning the one who wrote. That's the author. That's a word for author. From Sad, Nun, Fa. That's the word
That's a shut over the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know I have a hard time with this pen writing the shadda.
Okay. Musannafu.
No.
Rahimahullah.
Musannif would be the work that was written. Musannaf is the one who wrote the work, right? The one who wrote it, right? So, wal musannaf rahimahullah, bada'a yumathil. He began to give examples. Yumathilu. Bada'a yumathilu. Yumathilu. Right? He began to give examples. فَقَالَ مِثْلُ الْإِسْلَامِ وَالْإِيمَانِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ. So he said, like Islam and Iman and Ihsan, هذه مراتب دين الثلاثة. هذه مراتب الدين الثلاثة. Right? These are the three levels of the religion. And we'll read there. We got 4 minutes left. If we have more time, then we'll read more, but I don't know if we will. Abdullah. قال ابن كثير.
Okay. قال ابن كثير رحمه الله تعالى الخالق لهذه الأشياء هو المستحق للعبادة وأنواع العبادة التي أمر الله بها مثل الإسلام والإيمان والإحسان. أنواع العبادة كثيرة.
نعم.
I was going to start. Okay. Well, مصنف رحمه الله بدأوا
or بدأ آسف
بدأ.
It's past
Okay.
tense.
بدأ. You met. No, that's you mithli.
يمثل.
Okay, let me look at my paper because you got that photo now. You met Tilu for call. Yeah. Mithlu Islami. No, Islami. Yeah, Islami. Well, Ihsani. Well, Ihsan. هذه مراتب الدين.
No.
Thalatha. What are you saying?
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna look something up here real quick because I think I made a mistake up above. But I'm gonna just fix it. I said this the wrong way. Musannif is the opposite. Musannif. I'm sitting here listening to you say it. I didn't pay attention when I said it, but when I heard you say it, it caught my head. Musannif.
So it's Musannif.
And Musannif would be the work. You know?
Okay.
So Musannif is the author, and Musannif is the. When I said it, I don't know why I didn't catch it, but as soon as I heard you say it, I was like, man, that ain't right, man. You know? But I knew I told you to say it. So Musannif is the one who wrote, and Musannaf is the writing. Right?
Writing.
Yalla ya Aba Sumayya.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قال ابن كثير رحمه الله تعالى الخالق لهذه الأشياء هو المستحق للعبادة.
Now you read that already, right?
Did you read that already? No, I haven't read it before. It's just part of what you just read.
Oh. We started Ibn Kathir though. Qala Ibn Kathir. You said that?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just read.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry.
Every day, yeah. قال ابن كثير رحمه الله تعالى الخالق لهذه الأشياء هو المستحق للعبادة وأنواع العبادة التي أمر الله بها مثل الإسلام والإيمان والإحسان. أنواع العبادة كثيرة. والمصنف رحمه الله بدأ يمثل فقال مثل